G'day and welcome to another episode of Kiwi Car Life. And if you're looking for a V8 sedan or coupe, unless you go with something American, you're probably going to be looking at something like these two cars that you see before you. You could go with the Japanese option, like a 2008 Lexus ISF with a 5-litre V8, or you could go with something German, like this 2009 Audi S5 with a 4.2-litre V8. So which one is the best? Well, in terms of exterior styling, this particular S5 with the tasteful lip kit around the bottom, the beautiful alloys and the more aggressive front fascia with the RS grille in this delightful glossy black paintwork, in my mind looks absolutely stunning. The Lexus, on the other hand, in this nice red color with the 19-inch wheels, and with my one being a little bit lowered, I think it does also look really nice. It's a lot more pumped up over the standard IS350. The quad tailpipes around the back and the subtle boot spoiler look really cool, and overall you can tell that this is a sedan that means a bit more business than your average IS250. In terms of power plants, as I said at the start, both of these cars feature V8 engines. The Lexus ISF has a 5-litre 2UR GSE. It makes 311 kilowatt or 414 horsepower and 505 newton meters of torque. It's paired up with a Toyota designed 8-speed automatic transmission with power going to the rear wheels. The S5, on the other hand, has a 4.2-litre V8. This particular one here has 260 kilowatt or about 360 horsepower and 440 newton meters of torque. It's paired up with a ZF 6-speed automatic transmission, and power in typical Audi fashion is going to all four wheels through their Quattro all-wheel drive system. This Audi's interior is definitely a massive step up over my Lexus ISF. The parts of the interior that I do like in that is the steering wheel, the gauges and the seat, which is the same with this car. The steering wheel in this feels really good and looks just modern, and it feels so nice to use. The gauges are also awesome in these cars. And the rest of the center stack down here, what I like about it is that everything is very logically laid out, and that's something that can't really be said about my Lexus. In general, I just never really use the center console at all, whereas in this I could see myself using a lot of these buttons quite regularly. In terms of interior quality, I'd probably put them on a fairly similar level. I guess the one problem with the ISF is that the dash and the door cards tend to melt, whereas on this car everything is in pristine condition for a car that's done 150,000 Ks. Overall, definitely the Audi takes the cake for the interior. The Lexus's interior is nice and it has a few features that are quite good, but the Audi's interior is just much easier to use. Everything's all just crisp and nice to look at. The gauges are cool, the steering wheel's cool, and it's reasonably practical as well for a two-door sports coupe. Driving the Audi S5. This, I can already tell, drives fantastically. The handling with 285 wide tires is amazing. And while it's definitely not as quick as my Lexus, the transmission is so much better. It rev matches really well, does fantastic upshift farts, and it's so smooth. And then there's the all-wheel drive, which you know will always put the power down, which is so satisfying. The burbles on the overrun are really fun, and the steering ratio is so quick. I just love how it changes direction. But the V8, oh, the way it handles is so nice. That is just lovely, man. This is a glorious car to drive. And while I do really love my Lexus, I'm gonna say it, even though this isn't even an RS4, this is better, man. It's not as fast and it doesn't have anywhere near as much induction noise, but the transmission's better, the ride's better, the handling's better, the steering feels better. And on a road like this, oh, this is good. Oh, listen to that engine. It'd be nice if it had a bit more induction noise from the front end. Like the induction on my car is just so loud and it's so fun. But that exhaust is quite something, man. Really good. Oh yeah. Oh, and okay, and in typical Audi fashion, we've now got an alternator fault. That's going to be the one disadvantage with this. But you get the rewarding driving experience, the beautifully refined and well sorted transmission and engine combination, but you are going to be left with a car that on occasion, it will leave you stranded. Driving the Lexus ISF, you know, it's interesting. When I had my Honda Accord and I did these comparisons, of which I did quite a lot of them, there wasn't many cars that I drove that I preferred to my Accord, and I guess that's kind of to be expected. I set that car up to be as close to perfection for what I look for in a car. This Lexus though, is also sensationally good. But I never thought I'd say this, but it's not as good as the S5. I was really, really impressed by the transmission in that car. It was smooth. Much smoother than this. It did upshift farts, which was really cool. The exhaust, I know it was aftermarket, but the exhaust sounded fantastic. The burbles were so awesome. And while the ISF is definitely more reliable, as we discovered, and definitely faster as well, this is noticeably more powerful, the overall package leads me to believe that I would enjoy S5 ownership, apart from the reliability, more than the ISF. This is still great, that's not to say it's not good. It's just, I think the S5 was just that little bit better, and I was really surprised, man, because Audis are known to be kind of understeery and just, you know, maybe a sort of an eighth of a step down from, you know, the likes of BMW and so on. But that Audi was as good as any BMW I've driven, man. It was brilliant. And all those things come together to sort of say, if I could go back having driven the S5, would I have bought one? Well, certainly would have strongly considered one anyway. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this look at these two fantastic V8s. Oh, it's crazy to think that I used to own a 4-cylinder Honda and I thought it was the best car ever. And then I got this and I went, nope, this is awesome. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Kiwi Car Life. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to see some more cars that I've reviewed with V8 engines, then click on the links popping up right about now. And I'll look forward to seeing you again next time.